Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's time to open up door number 8 of the Crafty Advent Calendar from Spellbinders and see what we're going to be crafting with today. Peel this back, and on the door it gives us a little hint. Look at those cute mushrooms. So these are some dies. Let me find my all-in-one tool. It's just easy to pull these out with that. Let's open up the little cellophane baggie and take a peek at these mushrooms. Mushrooms seem to be so popular lately. I even have a friend in Illinois who is a photographer, and on her walks, she takes pictures of mushrooms she comes across. Okay, so this is the big one. I'm trying to figure out how the polka dots fit inside of this, but it just kind of fits up at the top. Here's a small mushroom. And they have stems for them. And this piece here is some grass to go at the bottom. Then that little piece goes in the larger mushroom. Let me give you a close-up look at these adorable mushrooms. And let's jump into the card project. So I cut them out with some Dune cardstock. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. These are kind of small mushrooms. And I'm gluing it onto a piece of latte cardstock. I cut out the stems with some corrugated cardstock. I just love the texture of that. And then I can glue on the grass at the bottom of the stem. I have two already made up on the right-hand side of the screen where I used some red cardstock. And this small mushroom, I'm using more red cardstock behind the polka dots. Then another corrugated stem. And here's the little piece that goes on the larger mushroom. Just add some fun dimension to it. Then I'll attach the grass to the small mushroom. Okay, so I have a few mushrooms to work with for today's project. I'm pulling out a piece of sage green cardstock and a polka dot embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder. It's called Puff Dotty. And I'm going to wet down this cardstock with a baby wipe. This will help prevent cracking when I run it through my Platinum 6 machine. Here it is embossed. Oh, I love these polka dots. They're so dimensional. Spellbinders has a stencil that coordinates with the Puff Dotty embossing folder. It's just called the Puff Dotty stencil, and it pops right into place when you want to stencil over it. I don't even need a sticky mat to hold this in place for me. And then I'm putting some teal ink over the sage green cardstock. We speed this up. These are two really fun coordinating products to play with. I'll have the links for these listed in the description box if you want to check them out. These are two of my favorites. And here is the panel all ready to go. So I'm going to glue this onto a white card base. This card is one of my favorites so far. I cut down this polka dot panel just a little bit so that I could have a white border around it from the card base. And then I used a notched corner die to cut out a little panel or window to go behind my mushrooms. This is another, I'm using a lot of favorites, but this little sprig is another of my favorite products from Spellbinders. It's called Leafy Sprig, and it was just the right size to go behind the mushroom. My sentiment comes from Simon Hurley's stamp and die combo. This is just called Succulents, and I liked the block look of the sentiments in this set. I'm going to use the one that says hello. I'll stamp that in just a bit, but I want to attach my pieces first. I'll put down the leafy sprig. I cut this out using some blue spruce cardstock. It's the same color I used on the grass on the bottom of the mushroom stems. And I'm going to use my red capped mushroom next, then the small brown one. And then I can just pop this in my mini Misty and stamp out the sentiment using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Add it one more time so it's nice and dark. This whole panel is going to be glued onto the puff dotties. I'm going to add some black gems. This will just tie in the black sentiment. A bow would look nice on this card too, I think. Let me give you a close-up look at card number 8. I love the etched details on the leafy sprig die. So come back tomorrow for day number 9 of the Crafty Advent Calendar series. I hope you enjoyed today's card project, and I hope you have a fun, crafty day. Take care. Bye.